Hi, everyone. It's Tina here, and it is another week that we are going to sit here and chit chat about the Real Housewives of Lagos. This is the Real Housewives of Lagos after party. I am Tina.
And I'm OG.
Hi, OG. How you doing today? How you doing? How's
Fabulous.
your day been?
I'm so fabulous. I mean, today is nice. The weather is really cool.
I
I've been.
can barely. We can barely hear you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now I
I said
can. Like,
I said I'm fabulous. I'm super fabulous today. Um, I'm, the weather is cool, and I've been out visiting friends. I mean, I need
mhm.
to have a life sometimes outside of Real Housewife of Lagos after
I
party.
know, right?
Yes, I mean we need a life. This is kind
Yeah,
of becoming.
especially
Mhm.
Yeah, especially after last week. So
Yes, yes.
last week was
So
it was this week was a good change
it
from
was.
last week, because basically all of last week Laura was just on this vibe.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Literally, that was Laura's vibe. And Caroline. Caroline was like Caroline
I don't
said
want peace. I want problems always.
that was Laura and Caroline's vibe last week.
Oh my god. True, true. That's very true. But
So this week,
this week they came with a very different vibe. Actually, they
good.
came with different vibe, and I don't know what Laura was expecting. She whether she also did want to hang
We'll get
the
there.
yeah, the negative vibe like others have hung it somewhere, and they all came in with a good vibe this week. They
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
feel.
Everybody came with a good vibe except one person, but we'll talk about the one person that did not come with the good vibes, as usual. That's what we do here on this here podcast. We talk about the good, the bad, ugly, and everything in between because it is what we do here. So,
And it
um,
is our opinion, just our opinion, just so
oh
people
yeah,
know.
yeah. So let's preface this first. Let's even start with prefacing all of this. That guys, this is just our opinion. Everything we say on this podcast is our opinion. We are not. We don't work for the Real Housewives of Lagos. We're not associated with them. We're just like you and everybody else. We're just spending our time and just talking about the show. That's pretty much it. That's all we're doing is literally talking about the show. So don't get offended about anything we say. Don't take this personal. We don't dislike anyone here. We like every single one of those ladies. Yes, there are going to be weeks that we are going to drag one or the other, and there are going to be some weeks every week that we'll drag probably one person more, but that doesn't mean that we don't like the person. There's nothing personal. I don't know these ladies. Like, I'm wishing them all a fabulous life, and it takes a strong person to come on a show and put some worth of their life in front of the world. So no qualms from me here about them,
Mhm.
and from you, I'm sure. So
Yeah.
I just want everyone, like, once this is over and you guys are in the comments and everything, like, keep your Twitter and IG fingers and your YouTube fingers to yourself. Like, be objective, be neutral, but don't abuse each other. Don't abuse the cast, especially the cast, because these are human beings. These people are human beings, and I keep saying it every podcast. These are human beings. They are women, and we are not going to denigrate them. We're not going to abuse them, and we're not going to say things that outright maybe lying about them, or we don't know if it's a lie, but it's not our problem. We're only dealing with the show specifically. Okay. Anyway, I have a glass of wine here, and you know what happens when I have a glass of wine. If I
I
have a cocktail,
know.
it's different. If I have a glass of wine, we will be here forever. So let's get the show on the road.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
I'm being 100. you know, let's get the show on the road. If not, we will be here for 10 hours. I don't have time for 10 hours of podcast today. So let's go. All right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not going to go scene by scene. We're not doing all that. So, um, Trauma and Miriam, and kind of the thing kind of opened up with Miriam, Trauma, Tony going to like a sip and paint
Yeah.
thing. What did you think about that? What did you think about the fact that they're doing this meetup? Because we've seen Miriam and Choma meet up. We've never seen Tony and
And
Choma.
yes,
And you know what
it's
I mean?
like, yes, I understand what you're saying. I like it shows that they are in a good space and everything, despite all
Mm-hmm.
the things that Tony have to say about trauma and everything. It's good to actually see that, like, we can have our differences and we can keep that aside and we can get to, hang out, gist, and get to know ourselves a little more better. So I love the fact that they actually took a time out to, sit and discuss. It was a welcoming idea to me,
Mm-hmm.
even though
Yeah.
I know they are these are people they are trying to like steady. The gist would have gone a little differently if it was Miriam, Toy, and Iyabo, because they would discuss. No, someone needs to stir the pot on this sit and sit and sip, or sip and paint. Someone needs to stir the
Mm-hmm.
pot. That's what they are going for.
Yeah.
Um, Remember when Choma asked, "Let's do a little bit of gossip," and Tony was like, "I'm not here to
Yeah,
do
yeah. I
that."
wanted to get to that, but I wanted us to talk about the fact that for the first time in her Real Housewives of Lagos career, she is on time. She's the first one there.
It shows commitment from her end. I guess
Yeah, she said she was
what they
gonna
told
try.
yes, what they told her at the last meeting, she's trying to like commit to it. So I
Mm-hmm.
kudos to Chama. Kudos to her.
Awesome.
Uh
Yeah, no, I was happy. And then so Toyi made it a point that she was gonna come in late. First of all,
I love what
can
Toyin's
can
wearing.
we get into well, actually, let's get into Trauma's fit because I liked it too. I liked the shorts. I liked everything. Obviously,
I'm not
Burberry.
feeling it. I'm not
I,
feeling
I
it.
like
I'm
it.
not feeling it.
It's Trauma.
I'm not feeling it.
So
I know that's Chama, but I'm not feeling it, to be honest. I'm not feeling what
yeah,
she's wearing here. But I am feeling Toy's confessional look.
confessional. Yeah, this
Ooh,
confessional look looks good, and I'm
yes.
also feeling Trauma's over the top feathers. I think I have a better picture somewhere. But we all know Choma is over the top. Like I like this picture
Yeah.
better because it shows it a little bit more. It's like, all right, yes, this is Choma. I mean, like it's Choma, and it is what it is. And so anyway, but let's get back to Tony. I liked this confessional look. I don't know what people are saying like, oh, they don't like it. I love it. I like
No,
10 out of
I
10
love
plus.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is beautiful. This is over the top creative toy. This is lovely. When I saw it, they showed a preview of it from the last episode. I'm like, I was
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to this look.
Yeah.
This is lovely. No.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. And then so Tony shows up and and Toma's like, I'm early, and she's like, we will kill a cow. We will kill a cow.
Another thing,
Toma,
sorry, what I love what Tony was also wearing here. This
me too.
whole
Yeah.
outfit, yeah, this is beautiful. Actually, when I saw this outfit, when Tony walked in, I was like, I've seen this outfit. I've seen this. I was screaming. I've seen this outfit. So it was later that she posted it that people didn't even know that she styled the King of Boys. There's a movie, King of
Oh
Boys.
yes, yes, she does. Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew
so
that.
the woman, she was wearing
Yeah,
this.
Shola.
I was like,
Yeah.
yes, Shola. I said, when should I said, yes, I said it. I've seen this outfit somewhere. Like I loved this whole outfit. So when she now posted it, I'm like, oh, okay, I said it. I've seen this. I can see myself wearing what Tony is wearing on this
Yeah, it
Sit
looks
and
good.
wait. It looks really good on her. Yeah, and Choma was so
Shama
excited
was,
to
she's
announce
like, I'm
that she
early
was
today.
pregnant. They told you that say we are going to kill a cow. It was actually funny.
And then Miriam comes in. She was the third one. I like what Miriam was wearing. I really couldn't see it, but it's like the sheer top, orange
Mhm.
top with like
Yes.
black bra and then like silk shorts. And I know you know
Mhm.
me and Miriam style are the same. The only
Mhm.
thing
Yeah.
I didn't care for in Miriam, I don't on I like this dress and I like this look. I like the little armband that she had. I just didn't like the hair color,
Me
if
too.
that makes sense.
Aside, not just
But that's it.
the hair generally, I didn't like it.
Well, I liked
When I saw the
everything.
hair,
I just didn't like
I
the
like
hair
everything,
color.
but I didn't like the hair. That's the same observation I made, or rather, when
Yeah,
I
because
watched
I
it,
mean,
I'm
the hair styled properly. It's just the color I felt was like almost blending into the dress.
like,
But I
okay.
liked everything else. Like I liked everything else about her hair. And you know, like I told you, me and Miriam's style is the same, exact same. You
Mhm.
know, me and Miriam's
Well, I
style
don't
literally.
like everything about the hair. It's not just the color. My own is everything about the hair. I just
And
don't
that's
like
fine.
it.
It's okay for us to like disagree on that.
Of course,
I
of
I
course.
liked the Yeah, because I really like the hair color. Like I really like the hair. I just don't like the hair color. I just felt
Mhm.
like it threw something. It was just too like I felt like she was lost in the shot, or maybe she could have won something if she was gonna wear that hair color.
Mhm.
She could have worn a different dress, and it would have kind of added a little. I don't know.
Oh,
So that was it.
okay.
So they have that sip and paint, right? So we were watching
Mhm.
that sip and paint, and obviously they were gossiping. They started talking about, oh, can we chama amebo? And seeing that about, oh, let's gossip a little bit. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
chama, you're about to gossip. And Tonya's like, I don't want to talk about people, blah blah blah. But then basically, they brought up the whole conversation about the last time the fight and everything, and
Mhm.
I think Choma said, "Do you think that people thought we were biased?" And and Miriam
Mhm.
said what I said, like, yeah, I feel like Laura felt she was ganged up on,
And
which
yeah.
I said this last week, like, for me, I felt like it was a gang up, and
Mhm.
I'm not budging from that, not because I'm not saying, and these are my opinions alone. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that it was a gang up. I said that if it was me, I would feel like it was a gang up because
Yeah.
everyone, even though Laura had a reason to be in that situation, like the intervention, but
Mhm.
I just felt like everyone coming at the same time to say that something, like, like they'll disagree with something that you do, it could be a bit much. And so I can see where it could feel like a gang up, but it's not a gang
Yeah,
up. But I
but
don't
at
know.
the same
Yeah,
time, they shared my own observation, like my own feelings as well. Miriam, when she talked about it, that she could understand why Laura felt it was a gang up, that it felt like a gang up because everybody was just against her and everything. And they also shared my opinion in the sense that you cannot feel like everyone ganged up on you when you've burnt all the bridges of all this with all these people. Like
yeah,
Tony was trying to defend you, or rather, like stuck up to you when you were feeling uncomfortable at Miriam's dinner, and you
mm-hmm,
told her that she was doing too much. So what do you expect someone that's you already like kind of pushed out to do to come and defend you?
yeah,
So that's the same thing I was saying. Like you've burnt the bridges with all these ladies, so you shouldn't feel that way. You
yeah,
shouldn't.
exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing, people have to like, I don't understand why I don't know. Like Laura is so weird. Like I like Laura in some cases because, and one of my friends and I, we were talking about Laura, and I was like, I think for me with Laura, I would be, if Laura was wrong and strong and stays consistently wrong and strong in her nonsense, it would be fine. I'd be like, you know
True.
what, I get it, you're wrong and strong, but you can't sit there and say, well, I don't like this, I don't like that, and then you got, and like, it just, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but like,
Let's not even go back to the whole experience of last episode. Let's just move
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Mhm,
this and so they met up, they were talking about it, and basically talking about what happened, and obviously I love the fact that Miriam had a trophy for Choma for coming early and stuff like that. But
mhm,
I just love it when Choma says, "So girls, a little bit of gossip." I can't do the British accent. And I was like, Choma, you now you be Ame boy. and then they started talking. So they talked about whether or not Laura fell. And then Toya turns to Choma and said, "You sat down there looking like plastic." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit, the drag." But this is now the second time that
yeah,
Toya has
she
said
thinks that,
this.
yes.
To
It's actually shade. It's actually
mm,
shade. When she said that the first time, I kind of felt like she was, yeah, it was still shade. She was shading trauma in a different way, like
mm,
you know. But when she now said it this second time, she backed it up with some other things, so that made me change my mind. That okay, kind of how I what I felt that she was talking about wasn't what she was saying. I when
mm-hmm,
she said it, yeah, this second time she said that she couldn't read Choma's emotion, that she was just emotionless.
mm-hmm.
Because she just sat down and she couldn't read her emotion. So that's that thing of us jumping into conclusion. So I was happy that she actually kind of explained further what she was talking about trauma being plastic. Because she said
Mm-hmm.
that it kind of stirred up some uproar on social media. Some people were saying, "How can you call someone plastic when you yourself you've gotten a lot of work
It's
done on yourself?" So,
yeah,
but that wasn't what she was talking about.
yeah. I mean, I think sometimes people kind of take things and they just go like,
Wrong with it, yeah.
yeah. And I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but it is what it is. Like they just people just run with everything that they have in their head, and they just think that, oh, this person is this. I'm like, "Ah, get out of here!" Like, oh, like Otito, stop. But um yeah, that's not what she meant. And she said she kind of explained it. But then her and Choma got into it, right? They started, talking about whether or not um they started talking about uh competition, and like, oh, you're trying to make an entrance, and who do you think you are? I have better fashion than you. What did you think about that? Because it kind of came out of nowhere. What
Yes,
did
I
you
was
think about
surprised
that?
actually. Yes, I was pretty surprised when Toyi brought up all this stuff. It felt like it's something she's been consuming in her. She needed to say something about it, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know I don't know what is going on. Well, like I said, it was a good this thing for them to have like these three people to put their differences aside to come and have, because I know there's no a clear air between Tony and Choma. So it was another way of Tony. This is me. This is what I felt that conversation or that topic was all about. Tony is trying to
Mm-hmm.
like tell Choma what she's been feeling all along since they
Mm-hmm.
are having
But
these certain things.
but
So
where
she's
but
kind of
where
bringing
where did that
out.
come from though? Where did that,
That's what I'm.
because Choma hasn't done anything to Tony that I see.
Uh, we don't know. We don't know. Well,
I'm
based
saying,
off
but
of what they've
just based on the show, like based
shown,
on, I
what
mean,
they've
we have to
shown,
go
that's
based
what I'm
on the
saying.
show.
Yes, based off of what they've shown us so far, she hasn't. I can't remember her doing anything to Toyin. But we don't know where whatever their problems are. But we can see from the show that they are not such so close like that. So I honestly can't say where that was coming from because but I love all the response that Choma
Oh
had.
yeah,
She
Choma was
had
like,
an answer
my
to
light
everything.
shines and blah blah blah,
Yes,
and like if
she
you
had
don't
an
like
answer
it,
to
do your
everything.
own.
which I love that. That's I'm
Yeah.
still going to drag Tony a bit here. I'm going to, yes, even though she was on our podcast sometime, some days or weeks back, but I'm still going to drag her. This it comes from, will I say Tony is insecure about her? Like she feels that's the same thing that happened with Laura's fashion show. That thing of it comes from, I think it comes from, Tony is very competitive, so that's where that was coming from. And she was saying, complaining about Choma getting on an event before her. She will see her making up, touching up, and everything. Then she will come 10 minutes after and everything. I mean, how you want to present yourself on the camera, or how you want to, is let her, if she wants to take like 20 minutes and make sure that she's perfect before she come out, let her be. Focus on your
Yeah, but
focus.
exactly, like focus but and also because, like, Tony is she's very confident about who she is, right, and what her skills are, and like it or love it, Tony is a visionary in what she does.
She
And the
is,
reason,
no doubt.
yeah, yeah,
She
like
is.
you cannot take that away from her. A lot of
I'm
people
not.
don't vibe, like a lot of people don't vibe with Tony's designs and art, but Toyin is avant-garde, right? So like she's the type of person that if you want something out of this world, if you want something that will get you talked about, you go to Toyin because she will make sure, and she says this, I'm a star maker. Okay.
100% true.
And
But
she's right about that. So, but
saying
like
that
the
she's
thing,
confident, I don't believe she's confident. If you're confident
she
enough, you
is.
shouldn't. She, I don't believe that. There
There's
was
a
one
there's
couple of
a reason. There's a difference between being confident and having insecurities. So I think there are insecurities from, in my opinion, from Toyin. Toyin is confident about what she does. There might be some insecurities about competing like other stylists. There's a difference in that. So like I can say categorically that Toyin is confident about the work that she does. She knows what she's doing. She's very sure of that craft. There might be some insecurities when it comes to other designers around her. So,
okay,
or
well,
other
maybe
people in fashion.
yeah,
So
okay,
there's a
maybe I
difference.
get what you're saying. Yes, like I think even said that she's insecure. Yes, she is very confident with her craft and everything, but she's still insecure about maybe is acceptance. People out there don't really accept. No, let's be clear. A lot of people, I like what Tony designs and what not, everything she does. But I'm not going to accept. It's nice on people that wear it, but it's not something I see myself, in. It's not something I will see myself in. So, and it's like that with a lot of people. It's only few that can wear that.
And the problem with Tony and this whole conversation that we're having is that if everyone decides that they're going to accept her design as the norm, she would no
Mhm.
longer be the king of fashion. And the
True.
reason for that is the fact that she designs something that gets people talking
Mhm.
is why she's the king of fashion.
True. You're right.
Because it's out of this box. It's like,
Yes.
I mean, an
It
example
should
of
make
that,
her
like,
unique with what she
exactly.
does.
So like, yes, so like that's what makes her the star maker or whatever. Like, there's this lady, I've never heard of her before in my life, right? Never heard of
Mhm.
her before in my life. And Toyin styled her for the AMVCA. She was wearing all those skulls. I now
Okay.
know who she is. I now follow
No.
her because I'm like, who would wear skulls? Like the face thing. And I was like,
Yes.
Toyi, how many of Shagun's face masks did you use for this replica of this thing?
Oh my
But
God.
I'm not taking anything away from Toyi. While I would never wear that specific dress in the whole entirety, I may have worn when it transformed into the miniskirt, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that I get um where Tony, I understand, like I can always agree, we can always agree that Tony is she's her designs are misunderstood. However, that misunderstanding is what is her, that is her appeal. And the moment she's no longer misunderstood, she becomes like any other fashion designer in Nigeria or anywhere, and she will get lost in the sauce. That's
Well,
it. That's all I gotta say.
I don't think the designs are misunderstood. I think people that actually know the design and what she's her vision, what she's going for, they understand it. But it's just that a lot of
No,
people don't accept it.
that yeah, because they don't accept it because they don't understand it. So there's a difference in between the people getting you to make them the clothes. Like if I went to Toyin, if I wanted to show up in Nigeria, say I come visit Nigeria after so many years of not being in Nigeria, right? So I show up to Toyin and I talk to Toyin, we plan out. I say when I show up, I want to be talked about. Okay, I want to be talked about. So I need you. The only person I can go to get talked about is Toyin,
Oh, yeah. Yes.
right? So like
Yeah.
say Tony, when I show up at this event, no one and nobody in Nigeria knows who I am. Okay.
Mhm.
But when I show up, I want them to be screaming Tina from the top of their lungs over, good or bad. Okay.
Mhm.
The only person that I can go to for that is Tony because I understand her. So the reason why
Correct.
I'm saying this, so like I understand her. The people who go to Tony understand her fashion. When I say that she's misunderstood or her fashion is misunderstood, it's not a slight against Tony. It's saying that the people who will not wear it is because they don't understand why would you wear a dress with skirt. Like I never understood why this girl was wearing a dress with skirt, but now I know she's like I think she's a BBN, like a Big Brother Ninja person,
Yeah. Ex
and
Big Brother Niger person.
yeah,
Yes.
now I mean like I'm following this person on Instagram thanks to Tony. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, this person obviously she wants attention. Let me give her the attention. And that's
Correct.
so
We are saying the same thing. I think you're
exactly.
just we are both saying the same thing. Like I appreciate her craft. I love her vision and everything. She's very good at it and all that. But she's still insecure. That's just it. She's
Exactly,
still
and that's we're both saying that she's insecure, and
yeah.
I think that the problem is people think that Tony is very confident, and we have to continue. I will continue to harp on that till I grow old and die. Right? Tony is a very confident, and she's secure in that confidence in her craft. What she's insecure about is other people, and I think it has to come to Tony wants the accolade for being the king of fashion. Does that make sense? She wants everyone to defer to her when it comes to fashion stuff. And
Yeah.
again, it's not like Tony has told me this over the phone. I don't know Tony. I've only met her on the podcast one time and on the show. But I feel this is how I feel. Again, this is my opinion. Tony is, I don't know Tony. I could be totally wrong. I feel like there is a level of you need to respect this craft of mine, that I've put in so much work. Like you guys need to be the one saying the king of fashion, blah, blah, blah. And what we are seeing play out between Choma and Toyin in this episode is Toyin feeling like, oh, you think because you show up dressed up in this and that, that you are a better fashion person. And Choma is like, I'm not thinking about you. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't thinking about you then. I'm not thinking about you now at all. And so, but Tony doesn't understand, like, okay, well, she's always showing up this way, that way. She wants attention, and you're not. I think it's just a matter of she wants that deference from people on the cast, if that makes sense. Like even an example of that when Miriam says, "Well, I don't need to tell you what I'm doing before I do it." And she's like, oh, I'm gonna watch her. She may not be my friend. She wants deference from people. She wants people to acknowledge that she is the lead housewife. She's the king of fashion. So there's the insecurity there,
Yeah.
and that's what we saw play out.
Yeah, so that's actually they call it hedge beach in charge. That's HBIC. That's true. That's what Tony wants. She wants everybody to acknowledge that she's the HBIC of the group. But
Yeah.
Tony needs to also she needs to like also kind of admire people and tell them like she have you ever seen her laying accolades or anything on any of other of the Like, appreciate them. If you want to be appreciated, you should also appreciate other people. Don't look down on them because you're not the one that styled them. No, they are looking nice. So be able to appreciate them. I think I've only seen her once when I think when at Yabo's beach this thing getaway where she told Choma, "Oh, look, you look nice." That's the only place I've seen Toyin actually giving someone this thing an accolade, like kind of appreciating somebody else's style. But
Mm.
she wants to be hearing that all the time from all these ladies. She wants them to be, you know, telling her you're the king of fashion, to be, giving
Mm-hmm.
her all or her flower. Like she wants you to be giving her flower all the time. We understand that you're good at what you do and everything, but you also need to understand that people are different. Like people may not be as receptive with your styling, as you want them. So she just needs to understand that I like what you do, but I can't wear what you do. That I appreciate what you do. That's just it. And also saying your star maker that you entrance is what you do for a living. We all know that your boom
Yeah.
is already an entrance. Like it's already speaking for itself. But some people can also make their own entrance in their own way. There shouldn't be anything to complain about this. It reminds me of episode 4, is it episode 5, where she had something negative to
6.
say to, is it 6? Not
Yeah.
not Laura's this thing.
Oh no,
Then she
definitely.
had something to say to OG Styles Temple,
Oh,
because OG
5. It was
Styles,
episode 5.
she's also, yeah, she's also into this thing, fashion and designing. She's a designer. So like this thing is deep for me, for Tony rather. It's deep. It's not just something about trauma. If as long as it's not her styling, she doesn't appreciate it. So that's why I'm dragging her on this. You don't have to say that. If you're confident in your craft and what you do, but also know that other people, they are also good at what they do, and acknowledge it, appreciate it when you see it, and let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah. So that happened, and I loved Choma's comeback on it. Like, look, you do you, I do me. My you can never dull my light. And no woman, like every like on this podcast, right? We both are equal hosts on this podcast, right? And I'm never gonna be like, oh, OG is talking about all the biggest topics, and no, we just talk, and so there's room for everybody. Like, I'm not
To
competing with
shine.
anybody but myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always competing with myself.
Yeah,
I'm always seeing who I was yesterday, and I want to be a better person. That's the only competition there should ever be. And Tony, there's no like Tony and Choma don't have the same style. Even Tony said it. So what is the point of this conversation? Like, you make a big entrance, Choma makes a big entrance, Iyabo makes a big entrance, Laura makes a big entrance. The only person that doesn't really make big entrances is Miriam.
but Tony
Like,
talking about Choma is always trying to make an entrance. She also likes to make an entrance.
but
Look
that's
at
what I'm saying. That's exactly what I just said. Like, Tony makes a
yeah.
big entrance, Choma makes a big entrance, Yabo makes a big entrance, you
Mhm.
know, uh Laura makes. The only person who does not make big entrances that I've seen yet, the only time I saw her was episode 5, was Marianne. Everybody else, they make big entrances. Who cares? It's a show full of women who are powerful, who are supposed to be doing this. They're supposed to be boss babes. Obviously, there will be people in there who make entrances, and we just have to deal with it. Like, Tony is great in her own right. We can't take that away from her. And Trauma is good in her own right, and they should both celebrate that in themselves and move on. So
Right.
that's it.
Like, move on from this topic.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I'm glad that this guy ended it. It was like they were
Yes,
in the middle of
I'm
a
sure
hit.
he
I was
was
like,
like,
"Ooh."
I've had enough of this. There was a lot of bickering going on and everything, so he had to
It
jump
was
in. That was
unnecessary.
bad.
But
Yeah, it
anyway,
was unnecessary. I was glad he jumped into like end the whole bickering and all that.
I have to,
Priscilla was looking very nice. Like,
oh, she was looking
she was,
fine,
yeah,
fine
she
girl.
was saying, this is very lovely. Very, very
Auntie
lovely.
Yabo did. Auntie Yabo did well, man. I mean, Auntie Yabo is fine, and then not only
Yes.
is she fine, she birthed a fine babe. Auntie, mm, Prissy, you
Like,
look good. You get it from your mama. You get it from your mama because Jesus Christ, Lord Almighty, you look good. And Prissy turning 21, and I was just praying like none of the aunties come and act like Agbayas. We don't like Agbaya. Okay, don't be an Agbero. Don't be an Agbaya at this 21-year-old Omokekere party. I mean, Auntie Yaba was like, look, it's my it's my daughter. When she said, she was so excited. Did you see like her confessional where she was dancing like, this is my girl's party and we're gonna party and we're gonna do this and that,
I
and
tell
she
you,
was
your boy
just
is
like,
queen of Gowambe. This is
oh,
like
I'm
she
back,
was in
yeah.
her comfort zone. That's her comfort zone. So that's why she was so excited. She didn't need any negative vibe and everything. Like she was, and
I
is her
I was
daughter
like,
again. So what are we talking about? She needed
exactly.
all the positive energy. You shouldn't come and spoil her vibe. You shouldn't come and bring anything, any bad aura around her when she's already in the mood to party. This is like, it's like, okay, let me give an instance. I love ice cream. I don't even know what's no. I love. I'm not a party club, but that sometimes is I need it. Sometimes I just need to like go out there, unwind and all that. So I'm in my comfort zone. I'm partying, I'm dancing and everything. The least thing I need anybody to do is to come and disrupt it with any negative energy. So yes, Auntie Yaba was on that mood. She was on that Owambe mood and everything. So she didn't need the energy. She was hyped. I'm sure she must have taken some alcohol.
Oh yeah, she was hyped, but I loved her vibe. I always like Auntie Yaba's vibe. She's like our aunt. She tells us like, okay, Tina, you are acting up. Auntie Yaba, if you're ever listening to this podcast, let me let me just let you know that, since I'm in Miyamo Yoruba, since I'm a Yoruba girl, okay? So I think you're my auntie, and it's not disrespectful or anything. It's just me thinking that when I'm about to do something wrong, Auntie Yaba is like, Tina, Kole, possible. You cannot do this. It's not possible. Okay. So,
they will
Kilo
be
de,
the ones to do it.
yeah, like, you cannot be doing this. But Auntie Yaba is a vibe. And you can see, she's a true Owambe party, because when she was like, and she was like, ah, she says, I'm acting like the celebrant. She said, okay, oh, okay, I'm the assistant celebrant. I'm like, get it, mama. Like, she was just ready. She was ready to have fun, and she looked good. Let's see if I have a picture. Actually, I don't have a picture. Do I? No, there's a picture of her. This is a good one. And Tony
Yeah,
styled both. Did
both.
Tony style
Yes,
Prissy as well?
yes. Tony style,
Okay.
Prissy, style the
And
Auntie Yabo and the Miriam.
and Miriam, yeah, and she
Yes.
styled herself. So like Toyin styled Prissy, Auntie Yaba herself, and Miriam, and Auntie Yaba looked money, and Prissy. I didn't okay. So I didn't even know that Toyin can do simple designs like what Prissy's wearing. And I'm not saying simple in a bad way.
Oh
I'm
no no
saying
no
like
no no.
it's
Sorry, sorry about that. It was I just remembered it wasn't Tony that styled Prissy. Prissy dress was designed by Vicky James. I just remembered. Yes, it wasn't Tony that
okay.
styled Prissy. Yes, it was just Ati Yabo and Miriam that she styled
Okay.
for them. Yes, it wasn't
Yeah,
Tony.
because I really like yeah, because let's give a shout out to the celebrant. She looks incredible,
It's
looks
lovely. Yes.
amazing with her friends, just partying. Auntie, yeah, but this is when she was saying that, ooh, I'm the assistant celebrant now. you know, and she was just having fun. And look at her, look at Prissy. She looks good. And I didn't know who she was until the show. So it was nice to kind of see this little like, and I did, I knew who Auntie Yabo was from movies,
I
but
knew
I
Auntie Yabo, but I didn't know Prissy as well. I didn't know who
yeah,
Prissy
but like
was.
I didn't really know who. Like if I saw Auntie Yabo in a movie, I wouldn't say that's Auntie Yabo. Does that make sense?
Okay,
Like I didn't know her name, but I knew her face in Yoruba
okay. I
movies,
knew
and
her from TikTok. That's when I
yeah,
during
but see, yeah, during the pandemic, but no, I've seen her in some Yoruba movies, and like I said, and for me, because people make fun of me with my accent, people think I'm forming an accent, but I can't really speak Yoruba very much anymore. So I watch Yoruba movies on YouTube, and she's been on a couple. So I've seen her, but I didn't know her name.
okay.
Does that make sense? So like like
Yeah,
there are
it makes
many
sense.
Yoruba,
I
yeah.
understand
So
what you. There are many Yoruba actress and everything. So yes,
like
I
Messi,
know
Messi,
persons that you don't know them by their names. I got what you
yeah,
mean.
like Messi Aigbe, right? She's also a Yoruba actress,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't even know her name until recently. It was like maybe
Okay,
about 2 months ago I found out her name was Messi, and like she's actually not Yoruba.
okay. She's
Is she
not.
like? I didn't think she is. I think she's something else.
I
Maybe
don't
I'm
know.
just thinking.
I have no idea.
Either
I
way,
have.
but anyway, so like but Prissy looked amazing. Happy 21st birthday, girl. Like, and this is one thing I have to say about Auntie Yabo and Toyin, their children, right? Like, you see, the first episode that we were introduced to was Toyin having something for Elora. Elora was like 5 months old.
Mhm,
Okay, this is how your wealth begets wealth.
mhm.
When you have money, you build something, right? And if
True.
you notice, she built Tiana Empire. We call her Tiana. Her name is Toyi, right?
Mhm.
But we call her Tiana, her daughter's name, because everything she's built is for Tiana. When
Yeah.
Tiana is good and ready, she's building. So this is how there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being
True.
rich is like, okay, you're rich, the money can go away. But being
Yeah.
wealthy, it goes generations to
Yeah.
generations, right?
Yeah.
and and so that's what you're seeing. And Auntie Yabo talked about how she's had the shop for Prissy, and she's always ran it, but now it's going to be Prissy is running the shop now. And this
Mhm.
is I like that. I like seeing this
Not
in Black
only PC,
communities.
not only she have a boutique, or rather, Auntie Yabo is handing over the boutique to her. She's also an influencer.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that part I know. But what I'm trying to say is that even because being an influencer does not make you wealthy,
It
it's
has,
what you do with the money from the influencer, the other side businesses. Like an example, Jackie Aina is an influencer, right? And she's rich from being an influencer. But what Jackie Aina has done is now built wealth off of that. Does that make sense? But what
it
I'm
is
trying to
it,
say is that
mhm,
is Auntie Yabor is built wealth for her children, like her lounge, the businesses, and she's handing it over to them. And yes, Prissy in her own right is an influencer. I'm not taking anything away from influencers. I mean, Laura is doing amazingly well. She's an influencer and she's doing great. So I'm not downing influencers or saying anything bad. What I'm trying to say is that with Auntie Yabor and Prissy, and what I was trying to land, the plane that I was trying to land was basically Auntie Yabor from before Prissy was even an influencer was building a brand, building businesses for her children,
that's
specifically
what she.
Prissy and her son. So that
Mhm.
way, it's a long-standing wealth because she's ran it and she's now handing it over. The influencer side is like an additional bonus on top of that, is what I'm
Yes.
saying. So
Let me also add that Christy, that's like reinvestment. Like she's investing on her kids. She's
exactly.
creating a generational wealth and everything. And the daughter, of course, you have a mother. You learn from her and everything. She's also following the mother's footsteps by also investing on herself and growing her business, not just being an influencer. She has a she's running the boutique now, and she just introduced. She has a line like her own bag.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So yes, she's also doing something for herself because I'm also not trying to down influencers and but you need to also kind of invest on something because influencing job can anything
One
can
minute
happen.
you're hot, the next minute you're not. I mean, one minute
Another
you're
person
hot.
is not.
Yeah.
Yes, so anything can happen. So you need to like reinvest on something else that will also keep you going. So it's a very good this thing that she learned from the mother. It's a very good. The mother is business savvy, and she's taking that from the mother, which is a very good like a very what's the word I'm trying to use? That's Iyaba's foundation that Iyaba have laid for them. So it's fantastic. And I almost forgot this Auntie Yabo style. I kind of don't like the four that's on top of the normal dress. I don't know why. Yes, I don't like it. I love the dress
I liked
alone.
everything that she had on. So, but that's
I
me. I
love
get what the hairstyle, the dress. There was a certain look that she was going for was old Hollywood kind of
Oh
money
yeah, they
look.
said it's
So
Hollywood glamour. Yeah, the team. I
yeah,
think the team was
I
Hollywood
didn't even
glamour.
know the theme. I just could tell
I
immediately as
just
soon as
want
I
to
saw
yes.
her
Okay,
that.
I can
So she
excuse
was.
because of it because I just remember because of that I can excuse the four because I'm like what's this for? We're in Nigeria for crying out loud. What is this again? But I just remember the theme was Hollywood. Yes, that's the theme of the party. So yes, maybe that's the reason why they had to add that to it.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't know the theme, but I just immediately I saw Tony, Auntie Yaba. I'm like, oh, she's going for old Hollywood glamour. That's that. Like I immediately that was what came to my mind. So, all right, let's move on. So the first person to survive was Caroline, and
yes,
she
she
looks
was on
good.
time. She looks very
She,
good, really good.
but
I
she's
like her.
always been on time, and I think that there's this misnomer that Caroline is not on time, but
Mhm.
it's been very clear. Even Auntie Yaba confirmed it. Like Caroline is
She's
always on
always
time.
on time. Yes, always on time.
Yeah.
I love what she's wearing. It's really nice.
It's crazy because like yeah,
Two
it's the
different hair
same.
colors.
Yeah, she changed the hair to black in
Yes,
editing, but that's what
yes,
she wore with it. Yeah, she looked good. I have to say I do like the black better. It brings out our eyes better, but that's
yes.
me.
I agree with you. I agree with you. She looks really
But
nice. It's
everything
very
she looks ravaging. I'm like, oof. I was like, CC Caro. I'm looking for Caro. CC Cara. I'm looking for Cara. I'm just like, oh, okay, all right. Mm. That's what
the second
Whiskey
person
was
to
saying. Was like,
arrive
I'm
was
looking for Cara. Huh?
the second person to arrive. I think it
It
was
was no, it
well,
was what's her
yeah,
name? It was Miriam.
no,
Miriam was the next person to arrive. So she
yes,
showed up and Tony styled her too. I really didn't get much of her clothing, but it was like this long dress. She had a
dress
head wrap.
slits.
And I have to say, like, as much as you know me, I love Miriam's style.
Mhm.
It wasn't my favorite, but I don't know if it wasn't my favorite because I probably would never have worn the head wrap. But so I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the dress was fine, but I don't know what it is about it. Like I like the color, but I don't know if it was like something I would have worn, if that makes
I
sense.
wasn't
So
feeling I wasn't feeling Miriam's style on this as well. Like when I saw her, I'm like, I wasn't feeling it. But I mean, the fashionistas maybe they will understand it better. But I wasn't feeling it to be honest with you.
I mean, it was so. I'm going back to the theme. So it was kind of glamour, like Hollywood glamour. So I can see, like I said, the dress itself, I can see it, but I feel like she should have showed her hair a bit more. Like the earrings were fine, but she had her hair down in these wavy curls. Remember, oh, if she had her hair down and she had these curls Remember when I said I didn't like her hair color in the other one, right? Let me see if I
Okay.
can find it. Yeah,
Yes.
so let me see.
Yes.
Oh shit, where are you?
Okay. What you're saying,
Um
I've worn that hair, this color to with that dress.
so
Is that
you
what
see
you're
this waves,
saying?
like darker waves, darker hair still, but this waves that she has, like right here. I would have that would have been fire. But I don't know what it is, but I like the hair all covered up. I didn't care for it. Like it reminded me of some a little bit of old Hollywood, but not really. Like I was thinking about like um Liz Taylor and those people. Like that's what I was thinking, but it still wasn't hitting for me. But anyway, they look good. And then the next person that showed up, um,
Mm.
I don't like this outfit at all.
I don't even understand. Look at her friend as well. They always show up with the wrong outfit. The only outfit that
I
Laura
mean,
have shown
no, no, Laura looks good in a lot of her outfit. I just wish she wouldn't wear an agbada to a fight that she started. But it's
the only outfit that Laura have shown up, turned up to with rather on an event was that Abuja dinner. That's the
oh yeah,
outfit that
she
she
looked
turned up with,
ravaging.
that she was looking really nice.
I
That
was
she
like, is her husband there? Because they could make number three right now.
maybe that's where they made the number three.
He better have been there because she looked
Oh my
good.
god! Oh my
Like
goodness!
that hair,
When she was
that
well,
black.
she said it
Huh?
herself that she didn't know what to wear. That she
This is Laura here showing up, and yeah, I don't like the outfit. That's
Me
it.
too. I don't like the outfits. I don't even have any much thing to say about it. I don't like
Yeah,
it. I don't like it, and I don't like it. It's. I mean,
like the top part, the bra part wasn't fitting properly. I like the glasses. I love her hair. Her hair this whole episode was on fire. I have to give it to her. Her hair was on fire the whole episode. But I didn't like the outfit. I didn't like the outfit that she wore because she could have done. I feel like I get the vision, but I feel like the top was ill fitting, and I don't. All right, whatever. I'm
I
done.
I'm also done with this Laura's outfit. I don't like it. To speak about someone who is calling someone a drag queen, that's exactly how she showed up here. She looks like a drag queen. I don't know
Who
what
did she
she's
call a
wearing.
drag queen?
There was one time Choma came in and she was saying that Choma looks like a drag queen.
Oh God,
I
I
think
didn't
it
even
was
remember that.
Caroline's.
But let's quickly talk about the drama that happened. There wasn't really any drama. It was like Caroline was sitting there eating her food, talking to Miriam. Laura showed up and she sat down. Obviously, they didn't greet each other, which is understandable. And then, but Miriam now feels like, oh God, I'm in the middle of this. Like, I wish they both showed up first and then I showed up. But Laura got up and went to another table. And then she came back and then she left after 15 minutes. Let's talk about that.
Yes, the thing is this. I totally understand Laura not living, but not being comfortable because already she doesn't have a good rapport with Caroline, and also don't have nice rapport with Miriam. So she was uncomfortable and everything, nobody to vibe with. And but leaving early, I kind of don't agree with that because Iyabo and this lady, Priscilla, they worked on they arrived at your fashion show 5 hours before your fashion show started, and they waited and they walked on your runway. I mean, you could have just whatever it is, swallowed your grievances and chill. At least there was some when she walked in, there was somebody she saw there. She knew some people, other people, not necessarily house real housewife cast members, but she could have just hung around, chat with those people and stayed back for some time before leaving. Then that statement of she doesn't stay more than 15 minutes when she goes for an event, that's bullshit, man. because I don't see why she would just walk away when everybody that came for the event are still around. Even Choma self hasn't even arrived. Tony, I'm not sure Tony met her at the place. Like she just came and left. That wasn't nice. That was really it was not nice to Priscilla. And another thing I also need to point out at this place is Laura came with a negative vibe. She kind of deprived herself of the fun that she could have just had with these people. Put your differences aside. Hang that whatever grudge you have with anybody. Hang it somewhere. Come and have fun. The negative energy she came in with, it was not necessary. I don't know why she keep depriving herself of um, fun. This is so a place that she could have just come to wine, unwind, feel free, do whatever she doesn't necessarily even have to speak to Caroline. She could have just had a conversation with Miriam to also be this was an opportunity for her to actually kind of vibe with Miriam, and whatever issue that they have, if they have any, they could have talked it out and everything. This was a perfect opportunity for her to like make amends with whatever it is that she have going on with Miriam. But she just decided to walk away. And it wasn't nice, like I said, it wasn't fair on Priscilla, because this was a lady that came for your fashion show and walked on your runway, and I'm sure she didn't get paid for that. And the least you could do is to just come and celebrate with her on her birthday. So I kind of didn't like what Laura did here. And as she was even leaving, she said her husband was waiting for her downstairs, which was a lie. Like, why would you lie that your husband was downstairs? That statement she made kind of reminds me of when she said her husband dropped her at the hotel and he was waiting for her downstairs. Sorry, but I had to break that. But it kind of reminded me that even though she said it was an excuse for her to just get away from that place, but Laura did not act well, and even Auntie Yabo had to like go on a Twitter rant that she could have sent text message instead of showing up to leave 15 minutes after, which I understand why the woman is angry. Laura have she always have an opportunity to make amends with people, but she doesn't utilize that opportunity. She just wants to hold on to her grudges with whoever she have grudges with. It's not good. For how long will you continue to hold grudge on something irrelevant thing? Like you have opportunity to make amends with people, but you don't. You will just be holding on to something that people have even moved on, forgotten, and everything.
I mean, I don't expect her to to be friends with Caroline or whatever. Like I'm a grudge holder. I hold grudges, right? If you wronged me, I will hold grudges till I'm ready. And sometimes it could be never. I could never be ready. And that's it. However,
Oh, okay, okay. Speaking of grudges, I just remembered. No, I take back my word. I just remember at the beginning of the episode, I think in episode 1, where she said that she holds grudge a lot. That
mhm.
she's someone that she's unforgiving. I think that was the. I'm trying to remember the word she used, but I know she says she holds grudges a lot, and she find it very difficult to forgive somebody. But I don't even know who is to forgive who on this thing
But it
issue
has,
with
so my
Mary.
issue with her is not necessarily the fact that she holds grudges or whatever. Is the fact that her grudge is not with Auntie Yaba and Prissy. This is not the
In,
second time
mhm.
that she has now used whatever her issue is against Auntie Yaba. And Auntie Yaba is the only one who went out of her way and Prissy to walk her runway. And it was the
Exactly what
best part of the show.
exactly exactly what I said. And
Yeah.
the thing is, she deprives herself of the fun that she could have with these ladies because she's holding on to grudges that doesn't make sense. She deprives herself of the fun.
Oh well.
Like, how do you how do you just come to a place where you I also say this
Let's move.
that it's
Let's move
very
on. I'm tired. She is exhausting. Laura
she
is
is.
exhausting, so I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. Choma showed up looking like a golden ball, looking good, and you can see her relationship with Auntie Yabo. It's different than the relationship that Auntie Yabo has with any of the other
True.
girls. Choma showed up. She showed up. She was the only one that actually that I saw show up with a gift. What did you think about that?
Choma is always showing up to places with gifts. Nigerians are not good at showing up with gifts. They are not good at, in fact, at
It's
gifting.
rude.
Yes. You remember when the dinner she showed up with flower, the which other events that she shows up with gifts in every, which is how even I always tell my friends, when if I call you come call you for dinner or lunch or something, at least bring a bottle of wine or something. Like, I
Yeah.
cannot take my time, prepared lunch, prepared dinner and everything. I invite you to come and eat and you show up empty handed. Hell no. Try and show up with something. It's time and energy that I use. It took me to do all this, to organize all this, and you will come and you just come and eat and go. I'm not saying it's compulsory, but we should try to imbibe such a attitude, habits to
Yeah.
do, gift somebody something. And Auntie Yabo had to make it known that, Choma, thank you for the gifts that you
Mm.
gave Priscilla. I'm sure she's happy. Meaning every other person did not bring gifts. She was the only person came bearing gifts. That's what this whole that's what Auntie Yabo was trying to, you know,
Yeah.
tell everyone. Yes.
And so the
I
ladies
like
got
what
there,
she's
and
wearing,
mhm.
but I like what she's wearing, but I think the hair doesn't, I don't know. I don't know. This is just my own opinion. I like her hair, it's
Mm.
lovely and everything, but I just feel a darker hair would have complemented this because it's giving gold, 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 gold.
Mm. I liked it, so I don't have an opinion.
Well, oh, dear,
All
dear,
right,
dear, dear.
Tony shows up, and I love it. I'm sorry, I love Tony's look, the dark hair, the multicolor, the drama, the everything. I
That's
loved
the
it. What did you think?
That's the thing. Yeah, Tony stuck to the team, which is that Hollywood picture.
Hmm.
Tony will always be Tony. You see how she came with all the feathers and everything, what
Hmm.
she's wearing and all. That this is the Hollywood glamour that she's going for, and she stuck with it. That's the team she was going for, which is good. I Like I said, this was what I was expecting. You see how the darker hair complemented Tony's outfits. Like, that's what I was thinking for Choma. If I was to go with that what she was wearing, I would go with the darker hair. It's kind of accentuates the look.
Tony looks good, and for her to have had to style three of the ladies, two other ladies and herself, understandable that she was going to be late. And again, Caroline is still the best dressed. Well, I'm not gonna put Auntie Yabo in this because she was the co-celebrant, and the celebrant. So I'm not putting her. But out of all the ladies, Caroline, in my opinion, was the best dressed. Next is Tony, and I don't know what it is about Caroline's look, but I think because it's for me, it's different for her. I don't know how to explain it. I really love when all the ladies, like when Tony came, all the ladies were like vibing, having
Mhm.
fun, and you can
Yes,
you can see just
because
that
because
love. Yeah.
because Laura have left. That's what I'm saying. Like, Caroline and Tony have their differences. Let's not forget that. They
Mm-hmm.
have their tension, they have their issues, but they are very matured. I love the way they just hang it somewhere, come and have fun. Like, they are very
Mm-hmm.
cordial with each other. That's how matured woman or anybody is supposed to behave. That's how you're supposed to behave anywhere you go
Yeah.
to. You don't have to carry your grudges along with you where you're going to have fun. No, I mean,
Yeah.
hang it up somewhere and go and have fun. Never allow anything to deprive you of the fun that you know you had in mind to have.
Yeah. I mean, they they all look good together. Like all of them together look incredible. And for me, I was just like, you know what? This is what I came for. I came for this opulence, this girl power, like togetherness of this ladies like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that makes sense, but I actually came. That's what I came for, and I got it here in this picture of this ladies just vibing with each other, and
Mhm.
that's what matters. Like you're having fun. Yes, nothing is perfect. You guys don't always get along, but
Mhm.
when you do get along, you're doing what you can, to like lift each other up and like and that's one thing I have to say. As problematic as Caroline can be sometimes,
Mhm.
Caroline goes out of her way to
Support.
support no
Yeah.
matter what. She goes out of her way, and I have to give that to Caroline. I know a lot of people don't like Caroline, blah blah blah. You can say what you want to say about Caroline, but she always shows up and she always supports. And for
I don't
me, I
even
feel
know.
like
I don't even know if she's problematic.
I mean, for me, she is. I'm not saying that she isn't or but I'm just saying in some situations she can be problematic, but whatever. But either way, she's. I'll say this and I'll say this again. For me, Caroline and Laura carries this show. And
True.
I will continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. You can be mad at me over it. You can say what you want about it. I don't care. For me, Caroline and Laura carries the show.
Hundred
Period.
percent true. 100% true.
And the people who don't like it, they don't have to like it. They
True.
they literally don't have to like it. And I'm not being rude or mean, or this is not about anything. It's just me just being very clear about where I stand on these ladies. And it's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing. It's just like, okay, for me, Caroline, and so in that respect, there could be some problematic aspects, like calling somebody a pimp, being pimped is problematic for me.
It
Like,
is.
why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing this? What is wrong? And so I don't want to keep going on and on, but we get it. But this moment was pretty cute, and I really liked it. And it was a shame that Laura was not there. I also really liked this moment between Toyin and her stepdad, the in, the king of Afro Juju,
Mhm.
Sheena Peters. Esheo, 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 Esheo.
I
Afro
think she
Juju,
said that they did. She and
Esheo.
the Shina
Huh?
Peter and the husband did. I think she
They
mentioned
no
that.
no they did. They did a song together in here.
Oh,
They were recording it here.
okay. I just hope they
Yeah.
play it before the show ends or something. Let's see. No, it will be
Yeah.
another way
So
to promote it.
yeah, so um they um they um they did a show together, which was pretty cool. It was they did a song together. I loved it. I loved that whole vibe. I love when she was teaching her son about Fela Nicola Kuti. I loved when she was, like it was just I liked it. I liked everything about this experience. The one with like her son walking up the stairs. They had all this music legends. That's how you teach your kids. Remember at the beginning of this, we talked about generational wealth. Part of
Mhm.
that is impacting knowledge, like
Knowledge.
useful knowledge to your children,
Mhm.
and that's part of it. And you see that with her son. So we saw that with Auntie Yabo and Prissy and her children. We see that with Tony and her children. And I only hope that all the other ladies are doing the same, getting their kids ready for the future.
Yeah.
I really like this. Yeah, because they recorded a song. Remember, Tony was dancing, and then Lance Lord Shagun went behind the in the booth and was like putting down some tracks. So they recorded something.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I really like it. I really like the scene with Tony and her father-in-law. But now we move to Caroline. We finally get to see somewhat of what Caroline does. And for me, I really like this whole scene with Choma and Caroline, mainly because I will keep saying again, I love seeing when these women are about their business, right?
True.
They're talking money, making money, how to make more money, blah blah blah. For me, this was amazing.
Yes,
And
that's what
seeing
I also.
Choma, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's what else. That's what I expect them to be doing. I mean, at all points, it's to showcase what they do. I mean, this is a platform that you've been given so that you can portray yourself, your brand, what you do. I expect the show to show more of what they do, their business, because this. Let them utilize the franchise, just like they should leverage on it and utilize it to get more people to actually understand what they do and get other customers to buy into what they do. So I love when Caroline was talking about her business and what she have going on, and also I think she said that she and Choma want they have plan of partnering up to do something, which is good. They need to like encourage each other and do something together, and also show it, let people buy into whatever business that they do, you know. So I kind of like when they discuss the whole business thing and all that. But this at this meeting, they threw shades at each other. I don't know if you observed, if you caught the shade that they threw at each other. Let's talk about what Choma was wearing on this place. This When I saw Choma wearing boots and leather jackets, I'm like, girl, is this not Lagos? The weather is so hot. Like, this is not DC. This is not what you call Chicago and Minnesota, where they have the cold weather. How? I love what Caroline is wearing. She's in her elements. Like, this is her work mode and everything. Choma, what she's wearing, don't get me wrong. She looked very nice. She looked lovely and all that. But I just don't know how hot she's feeling, even though you're from AC to AC, like car, from your car to wherever your destination. But this outfit, I don't think it's for Nigerian weather. Tina, are you there?
I'm
Tina?
here. I'm here. I just muted my mic. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, so go
I,
ahead.
I like the outfit, but I also understand that it's hot in Lagos, if that makes sense. So, but but if it was like, say, I was on this going somewhere in New York City in January, that would be something I would wear. But again, and it's a pretty outfit. Or but
It
I just can't be bothered. You know what I mean?
is.
Like with it.
It is. It is. Um, Chioma was talking to Caroline about what she repeated at the meeting that they had. And I'm
Hmm.
like that she didn't expect Caroline to throw her under the bus by repeating it. That she's this kind of lady that when someone says something to her, it's safe with her. The person's secret is safe with her. She doesn't have to. She don't. She won't go and
Yeah.
repeat it anywhere. Blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, fine. But Laura said this to you in confidence, like you said. But you repeated it to Carol. You told Caroline what she said. So how is that? I mean, make it make sense. How is that?
Well, first of all, I think we need. When did this confidence, Laura and Trauma talking to each other in confidence, happen?
I don't know. They didn't show us, but I don't know. At some point they spoke, and I don't even understand the relationship, because what they've made us to believe is these two people don't have any relationship. They don't even talk. They nothing. That's what they've made us to believe. So I'm
Hmm.
surprised that Laura will have that, kind of confidence and be comfortable enough to talk this, to discuss this kind of thing with Choma, knowing fully well that you and this person are not in a good space. They
Yeah.
don't know when the conversation happened. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I know.
Yes,
That's why I brought it up. That's why I'm like, when
yes,
did this happen? I mean, the whole point of me saying we've never seen Choma and Laura be cordial. There's only one time that we've seen them cordial, was in Abuja when Choma came in to check in on her guests.
Laura. Yes,
You know, so
yes.
but and I'm going to believe that Choma checked in on all of the guests. All of the guests. They only showed us two, but
Yes.
whatever. So at the end of the day, this conversation must have happened at some point that we don't know of, right? So we don't know about it,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not aware of it. And so it's for me, it's like, editing,
Yes.
editing.
True. But then again, what I'm trying to understand is, at what point did they get so comfortable with each other to be able to have such conversation? Because this is a conversation you have with someone that's,
That's the
someone
question
that
I asked.
at one
that's
point,
literally that's literally the question I asked. Like, when did this happen?
yes.
You know,
It's not even a question of when it happened. How did they become that close enough for Laura to be comfortable enough to share such information? Anyway, we'll get
yeah,
to know that. And so, what I was trying to say is, why would Laura Choma say she didn't like that, and Caroline was throwing her under the bus, blah 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 blah. I'm like, come on, girl, you're doing the same thing you say you don't like. Here say, they say, do she say, she say. That's exactly what you're doing. Because if Laura said and you're telling Caroline, that is still the same. Here say, she say, blah blah blah. That's what you're doing. And I
yeah,
don't even see Caroline sees Choma as her very good friend, and her repeating that information in front of everyone, I don't see any wrong in it. She's in her right to do that. She doesn't
yeah,
owe Laura any loyalty, and at the same time, I don't feel Choma owes. That's what I feel. Choma doesn't owe Laura any loyalty not to take that information to Caroline, who is her friend, who I believe they are close enough to share such information. So that's why I said at one point did Laura and Choma get comfortable enough to have such discussion. So what
again,
I'm trying
that's,
to
yeah,
say here,
yeah,
yes, what I'm trying to say here is, if they are so comfortable and they are so close enough to share such information, that means they are very good friends, tight friends to share such information. Then um, it's something that you tell someone in confidence. But from the whole, what they've made us to believe of, from the show, is Choma and Caroline that have such relationship, and her taking that information to Caroline, it's okay. It's, I mean, like, they are friends and everything. I bet
yeah.
Caroline sharing at the meeting that day, I also don't see anything wrong in it. Choma shouldn't feel like she was thrown under the
I
bus.
personally wouldn't have shared it, but that's me. Does that
Well,
make sense? Like, I
I understand what you're saying, but it's something I could have done. What Caroline did is something I could have done. I will share the information because I believe that Choma doesn't owe Laura any loyalty or anything at all to share such information. And she was trying to make a point, and that
no, I
point she was.
understand. I understand. Yeah, I understand why Caroline shared it. I'm not saying that she was wrong from sharing it. I'm just saying that I personally, if my friend told me something, I wouldn't have shared it. Even if I know that my friend does not owe that person loyalty, I just wouldn't have shared it because that's my friend told me. Now, my friend doesn't owe that person loyalty, so she told me, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna say what my friend told everybody else. So I get where Trauma is coming from, but I'm also not like going to sit there and be like Caroline was wrong for sharing that information because, like you said, she needed every ammunition, and she she did. She, I mean, whatever.
Yes,
It is what it
that's
is.
it is what it is. So I believe this is where their issue started. Caroline didn't like the fact that Choma didn't back up what she said, and they didn't really, she was there was a point, some points when they were having that conversation or that quarrel. Caroline was saying something like, how did you say it? Choma, how did you say it? They didn't show us much about that scene. How did you say it and everything? Choma was kind of deflecting
Yeah.
on how it was said and everything. I think that was what she was doing there. That something that something was said at some point. She cannot just make up something and come and say it at that gathering. And the fact that she said it in front of you, she's not making it up. So that's my take on that. This their
Yeah,
discussion
I mean,
on.
again, I'm not saying that she's making it up or anything. I'm just saying that personally, if it was my friend and my friend told me something, I wouldn't repeat it. But I'm not knocking what's her face for repeating it. Like, I'm not knocking um
Caroline.
Caroline for repeating what she was told by Choma. I'm just saying that if it were me, I personally wouldn't have repeated it, mainly because blah blah blah, if that makes it like like
Yeah,
I
I
just
I
wouldn't,
get you. Mhm.
like, but that's just me. That's my personality, and so that's kind of how I handle things, if it makes sense. But anyway, so sorry, I'm actually doing stuff. If you hear me get quiet, it's because I'm trying to get all the screenshots while you were talking, so that's
Okay.
why. Yeah, that's why I
It's
get I get really quiet at some points because I'm trying to work in the background. So then the next scene we moved on to, and I hate doing scene by scene on the show. I just want to talk about
I thought
things.
yes, I thought we were going to do scene by
Oh, it
scene.
doesn't matter. We're already there now.
We
We're
ended
already
up
there now.
doing scene by
So
scene.
anyway, we moved on to probably one of my favorite parts of this whole episode because I'm a proper Yoruba girl. Okay, well, maybe not proper. Like, I can't speak Yoruba
It
that
has
that.
nothing to do with being Yoruba. It has nothing to
Well,
do.
I
See,
mean,
it's one
the
of
part
my
the part that
fast.
I
This
loved
whole
about this is yeah, but the whole thing was it's actually centered around Yoruba, and she said it. And the fact that you walk in, you have your oriki and all that stuff. I liked it. I liked. I mean, again, the amala. Choma eats amala. I was like, amala is my favorite food. Amala ewedu soup is my favorite soup. My favorite food in the whole wide world.
wow.
Take me anywhere. Take me to Ritz Carlton. If they have amala and ewedu on their menu, I will try it. Even though I'll be hoping that, and there's an abula that is cooking the amala because because I want bokata, I want roundabout, I want shaki, I want everything in there.
Okay.
But anyway, Tony showing up it was pretty cool, like showing up, and I love that Les Lord is always there. Oh, we didn't talk about Caroline's weapons. Didn't I tell you guys last week that everything Caroline wore was on purpose? Her heels was going to use to stomp Laura's head. And now we find out her bracelet was another weapon that she was going to use to
And her
she was
ring. Can you
ready.
zoom in on her ring? Not just her
Yeah,
bracelet. Look at her ring.
yeah. I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
that's how I will fight. But
Mhm.
anyway, let's go back. So Tony arrived for her thing. I love the actual occasion. She was dressed like a royalty. She said her grandmother and
Yeah.
Derele was there.
Mhm.
And I like all the people working there. They were dressed like they were in a Yoruba village, like a little Yoruba village back home, like Ondo where I'm from, kind of thing. So I was gagged. I was gagging. And Auntie
Yeah.
Yabo came show up. I love Auntie Yabo. She's like happy. Look at Derele. I love Derele. I like his
Yeah.
energy.
Yes.
And
He's a vibe. Joel is always a vibe
yeah,
at
I
every
really
point.
really like. Look at Sonya.
Mhm.
She has all of her beads. It's just a vibe. I loved it, and I love Auntie Yabo when she showed up. And so guys, sorry that I'm like slowing down in my conversations because I'm trying to find all the pictures, right? So Atiyaba showed up, and I think Carol was it Caroline, or was it Laura that came next? I
It
can't
was,
remember. It
it
doesn't
was,
matter.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It was Laura that came next actually after Atiyabo came. I think Laura came
Okay.
next. Yes, followed by
Mm.
Chioma, yes. And I like what Chioma came with her friend, and who was also on the the
I
whole event.
actually like what Laura wore. I know some people
I
said they
like
didn't
what
like it.
she isn't. I know those people are just hating because if they are trying
Yeah,
to say it's Ankara that Laura is wearing, Ati Yaba was also wearing Ankara. So what are we talking about? It's just all about when you've done a lot. Laura have done a lot, and people
she
are
has no
not vibing.
goodwill. No one's showing her any
Yes, no
goodwill.
one, it's not anyone's good slate. That's just it. But I like what
Mm.
she's wearing. Ankara is still traditional. It's just Miriam. But I now said, okay, Miriam, I can excuse her with what she's wearing because you say, come on, your traditional attire. Miriam is married to a white man. I mean,
Yeah,
not even white
it
man,
doesn't matter
American.
because you're wearing to a white man doesn't mean that you cannot wear. I mean, we can also say Caroline is half white, so she could be taking
She's
her
Nigerian.
father's. I
Miriam
get
is
it, but
married
what I'm
to Miriam is married
Nigerian.
to American man. She's now automatically American citizen. So this is an English Western attire. That's their tradition. That's what
No,
she came
I mean, so
out.
I'm American. I'm American. So if I show up to Torian Steen, I'm gonna because
Yes.
I'm American. I don't even have a Nigerian passport, so I'm gonna be like, oh,
Remember
I'm
they
gonna show.
say, yes. Remember they say come on your traditional attire. So do
No,
you identify as an American or do you identify as Nigerian? You identify
I identify as both. I mean, this was a celebration. I don't have a problem with Miriam. I like what Miriam was wearing. I wish she had
as
worn traditional because I know that she's a proper Yoruba girl. Again, out
she
of all
is.
these ladies, I watch Miriam on YouTube. Go, I will send you a video on her YouTube page. If the way she literally reads her Oriki on her video, every video. So she knows what she's doing. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking her, but when I'm about to see him, be like, because she married a white man, she's an American citizen, and so because of that, that's a cultural thing. Like, no, Kilo Day, no, we're not doing that. Let's
Okay.
not do that.
But I agree with her. If that's not what she
I
was
have,
going for, but I totally agree with her.
I didn't know what she was
Caroline
going
was
for.
also
So
gorgeous. I don't understand why Laura would not tell her friend, and because she knows that is there. She cannot tell me her friend doesn't have any traditional attire in her wardrobe. I mean, she knows that is a traditional event. Why she's wearing one? Why would she not tell her friend, look, this is a traditional event. Just wear what traditional you have in your wardrobe and let's show up for this. You allowed your friend
I'm
to come and looking embarrassed because I feel the girl felt embarrassed when she walked into
she
that place.
yeah, and then Tonya was not very nice to her.
Yes,
Tonya's like
well,
follow,
I don't.
follow.
Yes, well, we don't know the conversation that they had that led, her to say all that because she was saying that Laura's friend was coming at her to ask her this and that that happened there at the meeting and all that. So that she
Mm.
just had to check her.
Oh,
Which
at the meeting.
yes,
Oh, I've
Laura
seen.
said, yeah, Laura said she did this, she did that, and everything. So look, Tony wasn't having it, so she had to check her immediately.
Oh, I
So
see. I see.
that's
So in
that's why
addition to her not dressing up properly for
and
the
for her
thing, she tried to
event.
come.
Yes.
She tried to come at Toyin about the fight. Like, girl, don't do that.
Yeah, she puts her
Like,
in her
that's not
place
the
immediately.
place. I mean, at Toyin's event too. Like, do people not understand the proper time to do things? Is that what it is?
It's not what it is. It's not even people. Some people do understand, but the thing is, who are your friends? Show me your friend. I will tell you who you are. Laura is that. He's her friend. So what are we talking about? She's always carrying her grudges around, wearing it on her sleeve wherever she goes. So the people you see, that's why they say that your environment affects you. Your friends affect you. You feel that your friends cannot influence you. They can, because what she exhibited, what Laura's friend exhibited, is actually what Laura does.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, the party was great, and then Laura had a go at Trauma the whole time. She was talking shit about Trauma, blah blah blah. I mean, it was a great party. Oh, can we talk about the fact that Trauma also likes amala and ewedu soup? I just want to make sure that I keep saying amala and ewedu soup. Trauma likes amala.
Now I see that you miss home. You miss home
I
for you
really
to
do.
keep talking about amala and ewedu. What do I have to
Hmm.
speak about amala and ewedu that Choma likes? I mean, come on. She likes amala and ewedu, yes.
Okay, but I'm sorry, it's my favorite food. And somebody tells me that that they really like amala and ewedu, I'm going to gag. Okay,
Okay.
like I'm just going to gag because that's just me. But anyway, it was a great event. Once again, Laura
Yeah.
left early because she's the only one that has a husband.
And
And Auntie Yaba was like, "Nobody you find past sauce. Nobody you dress fine past." Like she just Auntie Yaba was like, "It's always husband." And do you think that some people thought that it was shade? That it was Laura kind of throwing shade at the ladies that they're not married, blah blah blah.
I don't think so. That was just her own way of escaping whatever it is that's bothering her. And she feels that the ladies are not so cool with her, they're not vibing with her. But that's all that is in Laura's head. These people have moved on. They came here to have fun and
Well,
they're actually having fun. All everything that is happening to Laura is just happening in her head. Look at all the things she had to say to Choma. Like when Choma was talking, they were all having fun. She was just and see all the things she was just saying at her confessionals. They were not
yeah,
necessary.
yeah,
So she actually lives rent free on or rather Choma lives rent free in her mind because
yeah.
I mean in her head she can't still be holding on to customer friend saga. I don't understand
Maybe
Laura.
she
Oh,
is.
I
Maybe
just
she
don't.
is. But anyway, so Tony announced that they were going to Dubai for her 40th birthday. Everyone agreed that Tonya was the best hostess out of all of them.
Yes, they
She
should do
won.
that.
Everyone had a great time. There was some kind of artist there, somebody named D Nice. I've never heard of him.
Nice. Oh, you
But
really nice. That's nice. His name
what's
is
his name? Nice?
nice. Yes,
Nice? Oh,
yes.
yeah, see? I didn't even know his name.
Nice is he's one of the oh my goodness. And yet you are Yoruba Dada or however you say that.
Hmm. Okay.
Nice is one of the he's not just he's not he's well he sings in Yoruba language, but he's so
Okay.
good.
There's a
He's
lot of people
awesome.
who sings in Yoruba language I don't know. I mean, I know Shina Peters, I know Sonny Ade, I know King, like I know all those people. I know Fela Kuti, like, but again, I left Nigeria many years ago, over 20 something years ago. So I know the
Well,
popular artists. I just didn't know this person. I mean, he
he
sounds
is
nice. Like everyone,
popular. Yes,
but
he
I'm
is
saying
popular.
to me it's not. Like I don't know who he is. So
Okay,
it's not. I'm
okay.
not saying he's not popular. I'm just saying obviously I don't know who he is. I'm
Yeah,
being
that's
honest. It's not shade to him. I'm not shading
no,
him or
it's
anything.
not. Of course, of course. I
Yeah.
know what you.
I'm
I
just
know.
saying that I didn't know, but I like his music. I went and looked him up, and I'm like, let me go vibe, let me go get some, some music from him. So that's how I find out a lot of things. That's why I watch this show, is because I told you guys I miss home.
Yeah,
That's why I watch
true.
this show and stuff. So I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody or whatever. It's just the fact that I really do miss home. I miss I miss the fact that I can't really speak Yoruba or Pidgin English like I
Miss
could.
Amala.
So I'm trying to learn, and just connect back home, because home is important. And so I get it. I'll do better. Tina will continue to do better. So we
Can we
met a
talk
new
about
artist. Huh?
the
Huh?
Dubai trip? Yeah, Tony announced that they are going to Dubai for their. I said, can we move on to their Dubai trip? They
Yeah. So the
announced.
next scene that we saw was they were having fun. Tony and Mariam, they were dancing and having so much fun in the
Yes,
car.
yes,
And look at all the cameras. I don't think that they
Yes.
realized that we could see the camera, but we in all angles on Tony's side and Laura, and I'm
Marianne's
sure they were
was.
also, yeah. It was so much fun. And then there's Charma and
Caroline. But
Caroline.
Caroline was
Caroline,
kind of moody.
yeah, she was moody. She lost her bracelet, and yeah, she is. I didn't really care for this confessional look, but whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
me too. I felt the same way. I'm like, well, girl, what are you wearing? A lot was going on here. A lot. The neck piece. She could have done
yeah,
only the earring without the neck piece. Then you have a big sleeve and everything. A lot was going on this look.
it was like whatever. It was just not mine.
Well, the bracelets she lost. I don't like the way the ladies are, making fun of the whole thing. Like, and I also don't like the fact that, or like, I, I kind of didn't like that she had to put a tag to it. I'm not saying she shouldn't, but like the fact that she had already said it was a sentimental value, it was enough. Like, you make it should be priceless for people to know how valuable that piece is for you. Adding a tag to it, that I believe that's why the ladies kind of made the fun of the whole thing. But I didn't like it. She lost something, even if it was $1,000 or $2,000. She lost something. It's not the way they went about it. Wasn't I didn't find it funny because I've lost something in the past, and it was it wasn't the price tag on it that hurt me the most. It was the sentimental value that attached to it that hurt me the most. So that's just my whole take on this bracelet thing.
Let me lose $1, okay? And y'all will see how pissed off I'll be. Please. I'll be moody, but I don't know. I don't. I guess we'll find out what really happened with the bracelet. I just it's so funny because Auntie Yabo was like, "Was that your husband? Was that your current boyfriend, your ex boyfriend?" I'm like, "Oh, Auntie Yabo,
Oh my god.
Auntie
Yes.
Yabo, Ejo."
That question, that is the I think I was. She asked also. First, she started with, was it in short? Because she said yes. Because she said, oh, the $43,000 my boyfriend bracelet, my diamond bracelet, my boyfriend got for me. I think I was, ooh, $43,000. Hope you insured it. She said yes. Then next thing, I didn't see that question coming. I didn't see it coming. Was
Oh
it?
well, I mean,
Oh my
it's still
goodness.
she still lost something. And there's
Yeah,
Laura
she
coming into Dubai. Laura had the best one in mind. She was sleeping. I would be sleeping too.
it looked it looks like it was only her in the car.
It was.
Yes. Anyway, I think she's having Laura is pregnant. Let's just
I
say
don't care.
it. She is
I just
pregnant.
I
So
just need her to stop creating drama. She looked good here.
yeah, she does. She does. I love that jacket or whatever it is. Whether it's a jacket or a dress, we
I
don't
can
know.
barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I said I love what she's wearing, whether it's jacket or dress. We don't know what the
Hmm.
full look is like. It's very lovely. She looked very good. Yeah, she really looked nice.
This whole episode, she looks amazing. Torian's confessional look. Um, I
I'm not
like
feeling it.
the top, like the
Okay.
top part.
Hmm.
I'm not sure about the headpiece, and I'm not sure about the color of her hair with the
Yeah.
headpiece. Does that make sense? I think if
Yes,
she
it
had
makes
gone
sense.
with darker hair with the headpiece, I think I would have liked it better.
Who does
I
she
think I would have
remind
liked
you of?
the Statue of Liberty.
Okay, yes. Then when I saw it first, then another Snow White. I don't know if that's what she was going
Mm-mm.
for.
I've never watched Snow White, so I don't know.
Oh my god, when I saw it, the first thing that went to my mind was the Statue of Liberty first. Then the second, I'm like, okay, maybe Snow White. That's what she was she was going for. Ah, I don't
So
know.
anyway, we're about to end this episode. I have to say I like this confessional look on Choma
Choma,
as
yes,
well.
her hair
It
is
was a
on.
lot. There was a
And
lot going on, but
yes,
she
a lot going.
simplified it by not putting too much jewelry on,
Worry. Yeah,
and her
exactly. By
makeup was
putting
kind of understated as well. So
very, yeah, she looks very nice. She looks really nice. Anyway, we I look forward to know what the quarrel was all about when they on in the next episode when
well, Laura. So we saw Laura
Laura,
apologizing,
did she really
or
apologize?
I don't know. I don't know what it was that she was doing, but she was doing something,
She was
and
mhm. She was trying to tell them that she feels left out, like none of the ladies are vibing with her. But we can't even start talking about this because we don't know what the scenario was or what's happened to get to for her to say this. Whether she's still wearing that her grudges to this place. I mean,
I
girl,
mean,
if
it's Laura. She is wearing her grudges, and good for her. And I keep saying, like, I don't know why people keep thinking like Laura. I need Laura to be consistent. If she's going to be a Billy Badass, I need her to be a Billy Badass the whole time,
okay.
and just
Now I need to read what Laura posted on Instagram. She said, I'm not going to fight or say anything negative about any of my Real Housewife castmates. It's not happening. Even if anyone comes for me, I'll be replying with positivity because really it's not that deep. We all can't hate on one another for a show that was supposed to bring women together. I have no dislike or hate for any one of them. Things were said, things were done, but all have to move past all this weekly. Okay, but all whatever that's to move past all these weekly shades and disrespect and just leverage on the franchise. We forgive and move past the drama. I've got a family. I love my family so much. And although I'm not proud of some things I said and did on the show, it's there for the world to see. Can't take it back. What do you think?
this is what I think. Okay.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm having chest pain. I beg.
Are
Why
you serious?
reaction? That's so funny. The thing is, do you know why I brought up this her Instagram message? Is because of what she had to say on that scene where she said she's feeling left out, blah blah blah. I mean, from episode 1 to 9, we are. This is ninth episode. Laura have been on it, like she's been at it with her bad attitude, bad energy, bad vibe. You think even me talking about it on this podcast, I'm exhausted. I am really exhausted. Imagine the people that you have to shoot for how many months with to like 6 hours. You're always with these people to shoot this show. I don't know. I don't even know how they felt. Like they, I don't even know how they were able to manage this your attitude. Like I'm so exhausted watching 45 or 50 minutes of every week of your show and talking about it. I'm really exhausted. So when I saw this, you're bringing positive energy, and yes, and all what that's what I look forward to. That's what I want you to be. I need you to be positive. I need you to not come with bad energy because I'm sure you're coming back second season. But like, come on, Laura. I want to believe that you acted a fool on international TV. If it was a script that you were acting, they gave you the wrong script that you acted out, and you embarrassed yourself, and you're coming now to tell people to come back with positive energy and everything. How do I erase that? Like you kind of exhausted me. You kind of you put me through a roller coaster. Not even a there was not a roller coaster on this. You put me through a lot of trauma with all the attitude you exhibited all through this show, and you want me to come and put it. No, girl, allow me to vent. Allow all the women, your castmates and everybody, let them vent. I'm sure they have had enough of your nonsense. I mean, They were fed up with your drama and everything. That's why you felt left out at that Dubai trip. That's why you're feeling like nobody wants to vibe with you. For how long will you continue to exhaust these women? They are tired of your bullshit. They are tired of the energy you bring around. They flew 6 hours, oh sorry, 8 hours to Dubai to go and have fun. You don't expect them to come and start to bring down their vibe. The energy that they went there to is to go and have fun. So I'm sure you must have come with your negative vibe, your negative energy, and you want them to come and fall for that your vibe. You're going to ruin their trip. You're going to ruin their fun. So all this coming come, they are not giving you the right energy. Nobody is vibing with you. That you're feeling left out and all that. Girl, you laid your bed. You lie on it.
As you can see, I have no words. I want Laura to do well, but I at this point I'm just like whatever. And one of these days, maybe after the season is over, we can talk about the fact that a lot of Nigerians think being real, being a real person means that you have to be badly behaved.
True.
And I don't understand it. Oh, Laura is the realest person. Yes, Laura does not hide her feelings, but there's something called emotional intelligence that you need to have. And Laura has zero emotional intelligence. She doesn't know how to interact with people. She doesn't know how to check herself in situations and moderate her feelings and for the situation. I'm not no one is stifling her and saying, "Oh, don't react to things, blah blah blah." However, there are ways that people behave in public and we are all not perfect. No one is, right? But for 9 episodes now, every single episode except one, every single episode, Laura has been badly behaved. She's acted like the world revolves around her. She's been mean and just rude and just obnoxious to people, and then expects those people not to react to her behavior, but to also be cool with her after she's done all of that stuff.
Mhm.
It's impossible to do. And I'm glad that the ladies are like, you know what? You come, fine. If you don't come, fine. And hopefully maybe next season she will kind of take a different thing. But it's one or two things. Either Laura, this is who she really is, or she was acting a script on the show. One or the other. There's no in between. If toxic, if toxicity is what she is, that's fine. Own your shit. Or if you're saying that this is not who you are and it's not that deep and blah blah blah, then so you're telling us that you were playing a script on the show.
True. True.
And why would you want to play a script to look like a terrible person? It's fine for you to gas bros one episode or whatever, but for 8 out of 9 episodes, you are consistently just being awful. Okay? You have consistently shown that you have no emotional intelligence. You consistently show that you don't care about what other people think and how they feel about your behavior. And you've consistently shown that you don't respect or care about any of these people. We just spent the whole episode talking about how you left a party for a 21-year-old girl who showed up for you and her mother. It is bad. That is being badly behaved. That is disrespectful, not only to like Prissy, but to her mother, your castmate. So you don't get to now come here and say, "Oh, I want to be friends." You think Iyabo doesn't feel some kind of way about you showing up to the party 15 minutes and leaving? You think Miriam doesn't feel a kind of way that you showed up to her house and you told her that her food sucked and the party was boring? You think Tony doesn't feel a way about you always diminishing her in public when she's trying to like be your friend? You think Trauma doesn't feel a way about every like you just literally we just had a whole episode of you just trauma like just biting at Trauma everything. And obviously we know Caroline feel a way about you. So how do you expect to have a normal relationship where these ladies are going to be like, oh, well, let's forget bygone. It's not that easy, Cole. It's not possible. It's impossible, Cole. Possible. Okay,
And
it's
they walk.
impossible. They have to. They have to squash the beef, and the only way to squash the beef is no more group intervention. Okay, we all know how that went. It has to be a one-on-one, and people have to say, okay, well, I apologize for the way I behaved towards you. You apologize, and the words I said, I didn't mean it. I was hurt, blah blah blah, and then you move on. Until that happens, you cannot expect this ladies to like, and also because Laura, even when the ladies are willing to put aside their issues to celebrate with the other person, whether it's Toyin's cultural day, Prissy's birthday, or Auntie Yaba's event, or whatever, you always hold a grudge. So you told us, I didn't even remember that you said this in episode 1, and OG reminded me that you like to hold grudges. And so you told us that you like to hold grudges, and you are the one person that's offended every single person on the cast, every single person. But you don't expect them to hold grudges. It's like me telling people that I don't expect them to hold grudges, because I guess what? I hold a grudge. Tina is a grudge holder, and I will. Let me tell you this: if you cross me, I may not say anything right away, but I will get you back at some point. I will lay in wait, and I will find you, and I'll get you back. So I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say about this, and I think that ends the show because
Yes, I'm exhausted talking
I'm
about Laura.
exhausted. Talking 2 hours, we spent 2 hours on this freaking podcast. It's disgusting. But anyway, guys, it was a great episode. I thought we were going to do a 30-minute podcast, right? Because I was like, oh, this wasn't a big episode, but actually, we had 3 events. We had Pris's party, we had Toyin's cultural event, and then they went to Dubai. So there was a lot of information. This episode is setting up things like drama that's going to come up in the next few episodes.
Yeah.
Just FYI, we can already tell.
Mhm.
Anyway, I think that's it. And I want to go finish this little bit of wine that I'm drinking, and then I have to go. I'm going to take a nap. What are you doing? It's time for you to
I'm
go to
going.
bed, aren't you?
No, it's not. Actually, if one of my friends invited me for a dinner, so I'm just feeling.
Oh, are you going to be like Laura and show up for 15 minutes?
No, I'm not showing up for 15
And
minutes.
and not even bring a gift.
I'm going to. I already have a wine. I got a wine. I'm
Freaking
bringing a
Laura, man.
wine.
I was like, girl, you
Oh,
didn't even, yeah. At least show up with like expensive gift. I don't know. Let me stop. But let's just end this podcast and just say, look, guys,
oh my
this
God!
was
Please, guys, enough of the bashing on the Instagram. I see a lot of people threatening each other and all that. Please, we don't want that. We just want to enjoy the show. We just want to promote the show. We just want to have
I
fun.
don't
You
know how
know,
people have this much
lots
time in
of
their life
I
to
really
be.
don't understand. Like, I wish we could have. Maybe we will get all those people that are threatening themselves and put it. Let's put it on our page so that everybody will see it. All the things that they and the way they cause themselves. I'm like, come on. People can just analyze the show, have some constructive criticism to make, and move ahead. You can agree on some things, you can disagree on things, and I know you all have your faves and everything, but everybody cannot agree with you on everything, on all the things that your favorite does. It's not going to work like that. Please, people should stop harassing yourself and cursing and threatening yourself. It's not that deep, please. Like Laura said, it's not that deep.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Everyone exhausts me, so I'm just minding my business. And
Ah.
I'm glad that I don't run the IG.
You can come at me. I can take it. I don't care. They can come at me, like, say what you want to say to me, but please, your I don't even know how to describe your other all the commentators, other ones, they might not take it the way I can take it. I don't care. Whatever you could say to me, I don't give a fuck about it. Like I could care less. But please stop attacking each other. It's not good. Please.
All right. Well, let's end this podcast. In the same vein of what OG is saying, um, and I said it at the top of this podcast, I'll say it again, is remember that these people are human beings. They're um they go through stuff, they hurt. So be be kind, right? Remember, this is a reality TV, this is not real life. And so just give this women grace. You can, it's okay to disagree, but don't, please don't call them bad names and all kinds of stuff. So whatever your opinion is should be based on what you see, but don't take it to the extreme. Don't call them names, don't do anything. They're human beings. These are women who are hard workers, who are business women, who are they're great in their own right, and leave it at that, you know. So all right. So that's it, and we'll see you guys next
Next week.
week on the
No, they will actually
podcast.
see us tomorrow.
Well, yeah, they don't know this, so but
Oh yes. Bye.
all right, bye guys.